Welcome to Football with Cheese. So it is official. Unfortunately for Packer fans like myself, Micah Parsons has a torn ACL. He is out for the season. He has a 9-month recovery. So that puts him back right around the beginning of the season. Hopefully he's ready to go. But just devastating news for the Packers, for their fans. And in this video, we're going to go over what it means and why it might not be the end of their season, like some of the media are telling us. But first, if you're new to the channel, subscribe and hit the bell for notification so you never miss one of my videos. All right, so we'll start with the bad. Why it really hurts the Packers' chances. And toward the end of the video, I'm going to be positive. I'm going to give you some hope, so make sure you stay to the end. But Micah Parsons is one of the best defensive players in the game. No doubt about it. He's so dynamic. According to Next Gen Stats, he leads the NFL in pressures and pressure rate. 83 pressures. I don't think anyone else in the Packers has 30. It's crazy. He's not going to win Defensive Player of the Year because Myles Garrett has all those sacks. But you could argue he's been more disruptive. He gets more double and triple teams than anyone. He also doesn't play with as much talent on the D-line as Myles Garrett does. But because of Micah Parsons, the Packers do not blitz much. They prefer to rush with 4, sometimes 5, because Edger and Cooper is a very good blitzer from the linebacker spot. But the scheme is we're going to rush 4, get pressure because we have Micah Parsons, and play a lot of zone, a lot of cover 3, where you have one deep safety, the cornerbacks drop as well. We're going to force you to check it down. We're going to make the tackle because they're a very good tackling team and not give up the big play. And it's worked for the most part, except maybe against the Broncos and the Cowboys. But it's a really good scheme, but you need to get past rush to your front 4, and you have to have really good safeties, which they do. But now Micah Parsons is hurt, and it's not just Micah Parsons. Devontae Wyatt is their second best pass rusher, definitely their best interior pass rusher. He's out for the year as well. That hurts too. So basically your 2 best pass rushers are out for this season. And what Green Bay has done is they haven't used a first, second, or third round pick on a cornerback since 2021. If you play a cover 3 scheme, you don't need elite corners. You need players that can play zone and make the tackle. So they had the personnel for it, but now without Parsons and Devontae Wyatt, they don't. So here's what's going to happen. Defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley is going to have to blitz, and blitz a lot, to get pressure. Because you cannot let a quarterback just sit there and eat you alive. Any quarterback, below average quarterbacks in this league, can have big games against you, can make plays if they have long enough. And so the Packers' corners are going to have to play man. And we saw when Keyshawn Nixon has to play man, the Broncos torched him with Cortland Sutton. The Bengals torched him with Jamar Chase. He struggles. So the defense is in trouble, especially the pass defense. Okay? The rest of the personnel is bad. Rashawn Gary used to be a good player. He's having his worst season. He's pretty much checked out. I'd be surprised if he's on the team next year. Lucas Van Ness is a first-round bust in the 2023 draft. Terrible pick. Jackson Smith-Njigba was available at the time. He was the rumored player that was going to the Packers. Not sure what happened. Christian Gonzalez is also available. Boy, he'd be so valuable right now as their number 1 corner. And then Carl Brooks, interior pass rusher, was so good his rookie year. Not so great last year, and even worse this year. He just has not created a lot of pressure. I don't know what happened. So there's just not a lot of great options. More on that toward the end of the video. I'm going to give you some hope on their personnel. But let's talk about the offense. This is how Green Bay can still be a contender. Is the offense has to hit its potential. It has not this year. The offensive line, while it's been a little better of late, still has not been very good. Jordan Love has been a top 10 quarterback all year. Not a top 5. He's been in the MVP discussion, but he's not played to that level. He needs to. Jordan Love needs to step up and play like an MVP, play like a top 5 quarterback. They have a deep, talented receiving core. They might not have this stud number 1 receiver, but they have a very good receiving core. You have Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, first-round pick Matthew Golden, Jaden Reed's back, Dontavian Wicks. That's a really good 1 through 5. The tight end group sucks without Tucker Kraft. Tucker Kraft was becoming the best tight end in the league. Luke Musgrave had some horrible drops. He just sucks. He has no yards after catch ability. None of the tight ends can block. It's bad. So you need to play a lot of 3 and 4 wide receiver sets. And Matt LaFleur. The problem with him is he likes to get ahead and just coast. Run the ball, be conservative, win with defense. He can't do that. His style is terrible for what's about to happen. So he needs to change. He needs to change. Yes, you have to run the ball. Keep your defense off the field with Josh Jacobs. The offensive line has been run blocking better. They were terrible pass blocking against the Broncos. But then again, who isn't? But Matt LaFleur has to design game plans where they score 34, 38, 41 points, games like that. That's how they have to win because they're going to give up points. And Green Bay's defense has to stop the run. They have for the most part this year, not against the Panthers, costing the game. But for the most part, their run defense has been good. It's got to be great the rest of the year. Make the opponents one-dimensional. Make them have to throw against the Packers. And they will be able to, probably. But you can't let them run as well because then that sets up the play action. So the main thing is the offense has to hit its potential. They have to score a ton of points. Jordan Love has to play like an MVP, and they have to stop the run on defense. If they do all of those, I know it's a lot, but if they do all of those, they're still a contender. And they're the 7th seed right now, but if they beat the Bears, they'll go back to the 2nd seed in the NFC. Then they have the Ravens at home, very winnable game. At Minnesota, that has just become very hard all of a sudden because J.J. McCarthy looks amazing. That's a video for another day. But let's talk about a couple players that the Packers may be getting back very soon. Brenton Cox Jr. was an undrafted free agent a few years ago from Florida. I think it was more character concern why he wasn't drafted. Really athletic, really good pass rusher. He led the team in pressures in the second half of the season last year. He's been hurt. He's about to come back. Colin Oliver is another pass rusher. He's a rookie from Oklahoma State, went in the 5th round. If he is not hurt, he goes on day 2. And Oklahoma State's defense was designed around him to get pressure. When he got hurt, they collapsed. He's a very gifted player. Neither one of Cox or Oliver is even close to as good as Parsons. I'm not saying that. But if they both come back and they're both getting a lot of pressures, then they can go back to playing the cover 3, which is best suited for their personnel. So maybe those guys come back late in the season in playoffs, and the Packers can go on a run. Like I said, even with those guys playing well, they have to score points. So they still have a shot. But Matt LaFleur has to coach better. Jordan Love has to play like an MVP. And they've got to find pass rush somewhere. So you never know. So don't give up. I know people in the media are going to say, oh, they're done. They're done. No Parsons. He's their best player. They're done. Not necessarily. Do I think they can win 4 straight games and win the Super Bowl? Probably not. But don't give up on them because it's still a talented roster. And they haven't hit their potential on offense yet this year. So let me know in the comments. Do you think the Packers are done? Do you think they can still win the division? I do. And if they're the 2 seed, they're guaranteed 2 home games at least if they keep winning in the playoffs. If you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. Really helps out the channel. Lights Out Podcast every Tuesday night, me and Mike, where we talk baseball, college football, and of course NFL. Starts at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Link down in the description. You can see it right here on the screen. Share this with anyone who loves football as we continue to grow football with cheese. I cover all 32 teams on the channel. Also talk college football, big emphasis on the NFL draft. If you have not, check this video out, and I'll see you in the next one.